All right, VYG, so we're back with another tip, and this tip is called Open Your Mouth. That's right, it's called Open Your Mouth. And this tip is all about asking questions. Now, this is one of the major issues we find with young people, is that when they're in doubt, they have a nagging question, you got it right, they don't open their mouth. They hide whatever question, whatever doubt they have, they keep it to themselves. And this is not an issue if you're the type of person who somewhere or another, you work it out and you find the answer. Don't think that you have to literally go and speak to someone about every doubt or question that comes to mind. Some of them you can clear that up yourself. But the times when you see a day, a week, maybe even a month or more goes by and the doubt is still there, you need to open your mouth. And that actually very cleanly introduces a new sort of segment we'll be having here in the VYG tips. Every so often, we're going to be answering questions. And you can ask a question and we're going to answer it here in one of these videos. So the first question that we've got today is one I was actually asked this week. And it's, does evil know your future? Or does evil know my future? However you want to word it. So I'll answer this with a bit of a stereotype that exists in the area that I'm from. I'm from a part of London, southeast to be precise, where the typical stereotype for many young people, especially of a certain race, skin color, is that they'll end up in criminal activity. If it's a guy or if it's a young woman, then she's gonna end up pregnant at a young age and living off benefits. Now, I'm giving the very loose stereotype. If any of you are watching from that area, you know what I'm talking about. And again, it's a very loose and very broad stereotype that's existed for a while. And here's the thing. Obviously, speaking to you, I escaped from that stereotype years ago when I joined the VYG. And there are many other young people, whether it is through the VYG or other means, they're not fitting that stereotype. But yet it still exists. What's the reason for that? Because there are certain actions you can take where it's very clear and almost certain that you will end up in one of those two directions. And who lays out that path? Who lays out those actions? Simple. Evil. And I'm not here to criticize anyone's lifestyle. I know there are certain cases where certain upbringings and different factors got involved to where you may be right now, if it's not exactly where you want to be. But let's just be honest. If I tell you that if you join a certain company today, after 1 week, you're going to receive X amount of money, put whatever amount you want to put there. And so you follow that instruction, join that company, and you stay there for 1 week. You already know what's going to happen. Why? Because you followed the path. So here it works with evil as well. Evil doesn't know my future. Evil doesn't know the future of many of you who are watching. Why is that? You don't follow his path. He lays out what he wants for you to do, knowing the consequence when you don't know. And that's why a lot of young people, they get surprised. They get shocked. They say to themselves, and sometimes actually out loud, that's not what I wanted to happen. A young man ends up in prison with a sentence that means he'll only be released when he's well into his adulthood. A young woman as well ends up with more kids than she can provide for. And they think to themselves, if only I'd known, I would have chosen a different option. Evil already knew what was going to happen. And it's because he's the one that set out the path. But here it goes like this. If you don't go on that path, evil has no clue about your future. So I hope that answered the question. If any of you had that doubt as well, and again, feel free to send in your questions to us. The links will be put there in the description and on screen for you to know how you can contact us. And until next time, make sure you apply this tip, and soon you'll become the youth you were always meant to be. Take care.